In 1957, astronomers found a faint blue dot in the sky and thought it was just another star. At first, it looked like nothing special, just a faint dot in space. For years, nobody questioned it. It was cataloged, recorded, and ignored. But that was the mistake. Because some objects don't reveal what they are right away. They hide behind distance, behind light, behind time itself. And when we finally look closer, everything changes. Gravity stops behaving the way we expect. Light bends. Time stretches. Space itself starts to break the rules. And at the center of all this are black holes. Not stars, not planets, something else entirely. Not empty, but violently active, pulling in matter, heating it, tearing it apart. Even light doesn't escape. It just disappears. Most black holes are already hard to comprehend. But this one is on a completely different scale. Because the story of this object didn't start with fear. It started with a mistake. Back in 1957, astronomers were scanning the sky during a routine observation, and they found it. A faint blue dot. Nothing about it stood out. It looked like just another distant star. So that's how they labeled it. And for years, it stayed that way. Sitting quietly in a catalog, completely ignored. Until someone took a closer look. Not with a telescope, but by breaking its light apart, studying what it was actually made of. That's when everything changed, because the signal coming from it didn't behave like a star at all. It was too intense, too energetic. Whatever this was, it wasn't normal. That's when the realization hit. This wasn't a star. It was something much bigger, not just an object, but the core of an entire galaxy, powered by something hidden deep inside. And that leads to a much bigger question. If something this extreme is that far away, how are we seeing it at all? This is where it starts to feel unreal. Ton 618 isn't just far away. It's over 18 billion light years from us, which means what you're seeing isn't happening now. The light reaching Earth today started its journey before our planet even existed. You're not seeing it as it is. You're seeing it as it was, billions of years ago when the universe was still young. Galaxies were just forming. The first stars were turning on. And somehow, this thing was already there, already shining brighter than almost anything else. That alone doesn't make sense. And it gets stranger. You can't actually see Ton 618 itself. Not like a planet. Not like a star. What you're seeing is everything around it. A massive glow. A signal traveling across billions of years. And that light isn't normal. It's violent. Because what's creating it isn't just big. It's one of the most extreme phenomena in the entire universe. This is where things stop making sense. Ton 618 isn't just a black hole. It's something called a quasar. Which means what you're seeing isn't the black hole itself. It's everything around it. Gas, dust, entire stars getting pulled in, spinning faster and faster as they fall, colliding, heating up, until it gets so hot, it starts shining brighter than entire galaxies. That's not easy to picture. This doesn't matter falling quietly. It's chaos. Energy blasting out across the entire spectrum, radio waves, visible light, X-rays, even gamma rays. And some of it doesn't fall in at all. It gets thrown back out. Massive jets of plasma, launched from the poles at nearly the speed of light, stretching for millions of light years. These aren't just visuals. They reshape entire galaxies. They push gas away. They shut down star formation. They change what those galaxies become. And somehow, Ton 618 is one of the most extreme examples ever found, which raises a bigger problem. If all of this is just the side effect, then what kind of object is powerful enough to cause it? this is where it starts to feel overwhelming. TON 618 isn't just powerful, it's blinding. The energy coming from it equals the light of 100 trillion suns. That number doesn't really register. Not millions, not billions, trillions. It's not just bright, it's excessive. Like the universe pushed brightness to the limit and kept going. Now place it at the center of our galaxy. The night sky wouldn't exist anymore. No darkness, no stars. Just a constant glow, brighter than anything we've ever seen. The sky would never go dark again. And that's from a distance, which is where this takes a turn. All of that light, all of that energy. That's not the source, it's the byproduct. What you're seeing is everything being destroyed around it. Because at the center of all that chaos, there's something far worse. And this is where it stops feeling big and starts feeling impossible. At the heart of TON 618 lies the real monster. A black hole with a mass of 66 billion suns. Try to picture that. It doesn't really work. Not a million, not a billion, 66 billion. It's so massive, it makes the black hole at the center of our galaxy, Sagittarius A star, look almost insignificant. Around 16,000 times smaller. It's like comparing a grain of sand to a mountain. But mass isn't the only thing. Its event horizon, the point where nothing escapes, is enormous. Around 400 billion kilometers wide. That's not just big, it's everything. You could fit our entire solar system inside it, from Mercury to Pluto, and still have space left over. Picture that. The sun, Earth, every planet you know, gone. Swallowed without resistance. And the strangest part? You wouldn't even see a surface. No solid boundary, just darkness. A perfect sphere where reality simply ends. But size alone isn't what makes it terrifying. It's what happens when you get close. As you move closer, it starts to change. At first, it looks like a black sphere surrounded by light. But then, something feels wrong. The light isn't behaving normally. It bends, wraps around the black hole like a glowing ring. A halo of fire in the middle of nothing. And then, time starts acting differently. From your perspective, everything feels normal. But to someone far away, you begin to slow down more and more, until eventually you appear frozen, stuck at the edge forever, never quite falling in, and it doesn't stop there. Colors begin to shift, light stretches. What was once bright and white starts turning red, not gradually, but in a way that feels off, darker, dimmer. Like the universe itself is losing color. This effect, gravitational redshift, drains energy from light. And beyond that point, there's no coming back. No signals, no escape. Just a final collapse into something we don't fully understand. A singularity. A place where density becomes infinite, and the laws of physics simply stop working. And yet, as extreme as that is, the bigger mystery isn't what happens near it. It's how something like this formed in the first place. Because there's a problem. TON 618 shouldn't exist. At least, not like this. Black holes are supposed to grow slowly. They start small, form from dying stars or collapsing gas clouds. Then, over billions of years, they feed, they merge, they expand. But TON 618? It got massive. Far too fast. And remember, we're seeing it in the early universe. That means it reached 66 billion solar masses when the universe was still young. There simply wasn't enough time, at least based on what we understand. So what happened? Did it start bigger than we thought possible? Did it grow at extreme rates? Or was the early universe far more chaotic than we ever imagined? No one really knows. And that's what makes it so important. Because TON 618 isn't just breaking records. It's breaking our understanding. this is where it takes a turn. This monster isn't just destructive, it's useful. Which doesn't sound right, considering what it does. Because of how bright it is, the light from TON 618 travels across billions of years, passing through clouds of gas spread across the universe. And as it moves, it picks things up. Tiny clues about what the universe looked like back then. By studying that light, scientists can figure out what elements existed, how matter was distributed, and how galaxies started forming. It's like reading a time capsule, written in light. So, in a strange way, TON 618 is both a destroyer and a guide. It tears things apart, but it also helps explain how everything came together. And when you really think about it, you're not just looking at a black hole, you're looking at history itself. And maybe that's the strangest part. Something this extreme, this massive, is also helping us understand where we came from. So the next time you look up at the night sky, just remember, something like TON 618 is out there, and we almost missed it. Which raises a bigger question. Which means this wasn't just a discovery, it was a warning. Because if something this massive could hide in plain sight, we're probably not seeing the universe as clearly as we think we are.